They're saying we're going to activate F-on-6. Yeah, chuckles. Now this.
What's the specs? Isn't it the 5th generation?
It is a 5th generation airplane. And the biggest problem in this 5th generation airplane, the biggest problem was that the engines were old. And by changing the engines of a 5th generation airplane, and they also developed an engine to fit the type. You're playing with the F-6. And he says, if you come with the F-96, no matter how much you come, I'm going to come at you with Su-LED. I will never give you air superiority in the field, he says. And he's doing it right in front of everybody's eyes.
Compared to the P-on-6, it's far superior. 5th generation.
It's a superior weapon.
What if we compare it to the F-35?
Don't compare it to that, because let me put it this way.
It's not right.
Let me put it that way. Each plane has different missions. For example, one of the main purposes of building the F-35 was this: to perform multi-purpose missions. That was a plane built by the US. Very different missions. Not so with the Su-LED. Su-LED can perform different missions, but the purpose is different. This aircraft has technical advantages over the F-35. For example, this is how we know the F-35. We can call it an invisible airplane, right?
Yes, it is. I can escape from Razal.
But we don't know Su-LED yet, because we don't know the stealth status of Su-LED with its new engines. That will be seen in the field. We don't know the performance of its radar. We don't know about F-35 either. We still haven't tested the F-35 in an air war, a conventional one. Who tested it? Israel. Who tested it? Syria tested it. It was tested in the country with the worst air defense system. Therefore, you cannot say that about the F-ONL, which is a system that has proven itself. We are talking about a weapon system that has proven itself in many wars. We will see. But the Russians are very confident in it. That's why I put it especially. They responded to the F-ONL at a much higher level, and they are responding very quickly.
So then, in a conventional war, more or less equivalent armies should be used so that we can somehow test one against the other. F-16 has this. F-35 does not.
Well, yes. These two are not airplanes to compare. Also, the F-guns they gave us are not new F-guns, old-school F-ONLs. So, for example, if you give them an F-ONL to Viper, let's go again. I say if you say Block 70, I can understand. But the airplanes they gave me are old airplanes. We are talking about old airplanes, including the radar systems on them. So this comparison should not be made. Well, I will say something now. Recently, I have been talking to our defense officials, friends in the unit that is currently in the field, in asymmetric warfare. I asked them what is on the ground. What do you see on the ground? Now, there is something like this. In the past, there was a situation like this on the field. The ranges of the weapons, the ranges and hitting capabilities of the weapons were lower. This made it easier for the soldiers to survive. Less accuracy, less distance. There was a concept called the backline. You know, when the troops on the first line are more risky, the troops on the back line, that sometimes, it depends on the period. Up to 20 kilometers, after 20 kilometers, there was a safe line. There is no such safe line at the moment. Nor is the absence of such a safe line because of the lack of formation. And even the infantry. They can now use anti-tank guns against infantry. Who were we normally using an anti-tank weapon against? We use it against a tank. Now, you can shoot an infantryman with an anti-tank gun. It's gotten to this point, and automatically the range has increased.